Welcome to Mermaid Love Tarot for your 5-part weekly bundle reading. I'm a counselor, a 2-time award-winning actress, and tarot reader. Enjoy your reading.
Hello Capricorn, welcome back to Mermaid Love Tarot for your 5-part bundle reading. Greetings from New York. My name is Priscilla and I am not just any tarot reader. The reason I say that is because I have over 2,000 videos that show that I predict the cards and the cards come out. I've been doing tarot since I've been telling people what was going to happen since I was 9 years old. Tarot came to me when I was in high school. So it's been 20 plus years. I was born with a gift and I use tarot cards only because it's a visual. All right, you guys, but I don't really need them to tell you what it is. And for those of you that know me, you know that I basically predict the cards, before they come out. And there are times when I tell you what's going to happen even before the cards come out. All right, you guys. So I am so grateful that you are here. We are going to begin your reading with, as you know, I do a 5-part reading, meaning that I do general, I check your energies, I do love, I do money and career, I do it all here. So I always begin with angel answers because I know people have questions to the things, to certain situations. And so today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Today, the first answer that comes out, it's with regards to your love life. And the second one, it's with regards to your money. Okay, so the first answer, angel answers that we have is no. All right, this, depending on the question that you're asking, doesn't necessarily need to be something horrible, right? Because if you ask, am I going to break up with my partner? Are things going to still be the way they are, horrible? The answer is no, right? The answer is things get better. So depending on your situation, take it as it resonates. It's how things will flow. In terms of your money and career, you have the card of abundance. I feel that maybe some of you may have had that feeling. If we see the 5 of Pentacles, I wouldn't be surprised. Or the 4 of Pentacles, all right? You've been having that feeling that money that comes in leaves right away, all right? Or maybe you haven't been doing well in finding a job, or maybe you're looking for a job and it's been a heavy energy. Things begin to shift and turn in your favor. I hear for some of you, you might be... I use this cup to channel messages. I feel like some of you, and I'm going to give you an example, may have been in the process of purchasing or wanting to purchase a house, and you've been struggling a little bit with getting a loan. Okay, this has nothing to do with your credit score. It's just that I want you to understand that when God has something for us, no one can take it away, right? God's perfect timing is perfect. Perhaps God doesn't want you to use a certain bank. They're waiting for you to get a better deal, all right? So that is the way you have to think of things so that things can work out in your favor. They will, okay? We are moving on with energy checks. Guys, I read in English and in Spanish, so I invite you to check out the Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo readings that I posted yesterday in Spanish. Learn a little Spanish and use English subtitles, right? It does not hurt. You guys, I also have memberships available. The memberships consist of 3 tiers. I have been very mindful that not everybody can afford this, the highest tier or any tier. So I have 3 for that reason. But the highest tier, which is the 3rd one, where I do mini readings for my members every week, because I'm going to be going live 3 times a week, depending on your tier. That tier is only equivalent to 3 cents a day. All right, you guys? Okay. So the number 3 might be very significant to you. This is about healing, recovering, and just new vitality, all right? So I show you the card because all my decks, I have over 200 decks, and they're all so beautiful in their own very way. All right, so this is a time for you to recover. The number 3 means coming together with your community, coming together with people that might help you to recover. All right, ask for help when it is necessary. A lot of the times we might think that we can do everything on our own, but we can't. We need to ask for help. There are resources that other people have that we do not have. I'm also seeing somebody, as I channel through this cup of water, there is somebody who has been, having difficulty getting pregnant. All right. That person is definitely going to be doing a lot better. All right. The number 10 means a completion. You are being offered something that you need to run with. We might see the Ace of Pentacles, okay? You might have an offer that this is an offer that you don't see all the time. It comes in and you have to grab it and you have to go. All right. But for those of you having difficulties having a baby, things get better for you. All right. Some of you may be seeking fertility treatments, but this is going to happen without those fertility treatments. All right, you guys, mark my words. Please come back and let me know in the comments. All right. So somebody is having a baby. Congratulations. All right, you guys. So we move on. What else do we have for energies? Guys, I do not take the cards. Okay, so forward the video during that part. But I don't recommend that you forward as I am doing the 5 parts because everything connects and you may be missing out. So it says unblock the flow. When your energy is stuck, nothing moves. Start small, clean a space, cry it out, speak a truth. Movement is medicine. It sure is, right? We cannot stay stuck on the things that hold us back. If there was blockages, right? This is a perfect example that I don't need cards to let you know what's going on. Money blockages, right? If money blockages have been a situation, that begins to clear off. However, you do need to do your part. Begin to move. Get out of that small space where you're stuck. If there's something you need to voice out, you need to cry out, you need to say it. Okay? Do not stay stuck, not saying the things that you need to say. All right, we're going to take out an oracle message. It's important for me to tap into it all. Then we're going to do tarot, 6 total cards. All right. Your boundaries aren't mean. They're a love language. All right. So sometimes no means no. And you have to say no to set your boundaries, right? People cannot step all over you. And this is love in general, right? Romantically, with your family, with your friends. If you need to say no, you need to say it. I have here your secret card, which we're going to reveal at the end of the readings, at the end of all the parts, when I get to the oracle part message. All right, I'm going to predict the Fool, the Hangman, 3 of Swords, Wands, particularly King and Queen, or Knight. All right, I just feel like you need to be moving. And the Empress and the 4 of Swords, maybe the 9, maybe the 10. And I feel like in your life, there's need to be a Tower moment, either Tower or Death. And then I see the 9 of Pentacles, because if there's a lot of abundance, the rest follows, right? The Wheel of Fortune, Justice. All right, even the 10 of Pentacles. Can I have the first 3 cards, please, for Capricorn? Can I have 2 more, please? 1 more. All right, 10 of Wands, a lot of heaviness. You're taking on people's problems aside from your own problems. I feel more it's emotional. You need to put some of this dead weight down, okay, and let people figure the things on their own. This is why they tell you need to clean space. New friends, new people, new energies, okay? And then you have the Ace of Swords. All right, being very mindful of your surroundings. Remember that everything that glitters isn't gold. All right, there might be people in your life, you know who they are, that are haters, that tell you, oh, I'm so happy for you, when in reality you know that they're not, right? Because you're very good at with your intuition, right, at really seeing how people can take advantage of you. And then you have the I told you we will see a lot of wands. And then you have the Ace of Wands, right? There's an opportunity that comes in. Now it has been confirmed. You have to take this opportunity and run, okay? That also means that you might be getting creative, all right? You might have things in your head that you haven't brought to light. You haven't said, oh, you know, I'm the greatest cook. So they're telling you to do that. Tap into the things that, it's almost like finding yourself, but not totally, just finding the things that you're good at, right? How can you monetize from the things that you are good at, right? But unblocking the flow, even if it means, you know, leaving a job. We're going to see what happens in money and career. But even if that means leaving a job because there's something better, right? But there's definitely something you're needing to heal from. 3 more, please, for my beautiful Capricorns. Capricorn, you are like my favorite sign. All right. I always say this because I'm a Cancer and you guys are my opposite sign. 2 more, please. Wow, heavy energy in the cards. It's almost like they don't want to come out. All right, 1 more. Thank you. I do a whole ritual, you guys, before I actually start. And I told you that the 5 of Pentacles will come out. I am not just any tarot reader because I can feel it in the energy. It's like I told you, I don't need cards. I feel that you guys have been in a very scarcity kind of mindset. And it's not just your mindset. It's been happening, right? You've been left out in the cold, whether in love, whether at a job, but just whatever comes in, you know, it doesn't stay. Like money that comes in, the money goes right back out, okay? But you are moving yourself from this energy. And the reason why is because you have so much burdens, so many things that you're carrying that you haven't been able to focus so much on your money. Okay, you've been like almost neglecting that area of your life. And with the 9 of Wands, yet again, practically this whole reading is Wands. Okay, we only have 1 sword and Pentacles. The rest is all Wands. I told you. All right, so with the 9, you're feeling very frustrated. It's almost like you see this lady, the more dishes she washes, the more dishes she gets. All right, so again, having to let go of the heaviness, having to get your mind off of things, standing your ground. But right now, you seem to be struggling even a little bit in the present. But things begin to flow when you start to clean your space. All right, when you start to speak up the things that bother you at work, whatever that might be. Okay, and then I told you that somebody is not a good person. You know who they are, 7 of Swords, all right? You're always having to watch your back when you're around this person. It's almost like you fear their energy and you know that they are not real. You know they wear a mask. This might have been somebody who literally lied, cheated, stole from you, you know, portrayed to be something that they're not. Again, a friend, anybody at work, I'm hearing particularly, okay? Not, it could be in love too, but not necessarily, all right? But you have a lot of abundance that comes in once you get that opportunity. All right, and in your shadows, the Chariot, you need to start moving. And they're telling you to ask yourself, what am I outrunning by moving forward? Okay, you need to move forward. I've been telling you, you need to move. That's the reason why I told you that Wands were going to come out in this reading. You need to start moving. You need to persevere. You're not one not to persevere, but other people's problems have been stopping you, have been blocking you, okay? Bad relationships, whether at work or somewhere, it's just been blocking you, all right? And you need to start moving towards your abundant life, all right? What do we have in money and career for Capricorn? I'm not just any tarot reader, you guys. That's why I subscribe, because when I go live for all my subscribers, you can ask free tarot questions. Influence. Use your influence for change. You may do public speaking, social videos, or interviews. Your voice and opinions are important. You could be a doctor, but at the same time, you might be good with a microphone. You might be good at public speaking. You don't have to settle, right? You can do more than one thing when you do your job. Just like I'm a school counselor, but I'm a 2-time award-winning actress, right? And I want to teach my kids about acting. I want them to be scouted. I want them to have opportunities, right? I want to open doors for them. So that kind of thing, right? When you put together all your passions, you can do so much more for the people that you serve, all right? Or where you serve, right? At your job or whatever. Taking classes to increase your knowledge, right? Become better. Move up in the ladder of success. All right. What do we have here? Closed doors. No good job opportunity. The current job is coming to an end, starting all over again. Okay, this is why some of you may be leaving a job and getting that new opportunity right here that I told you about, right? That I told you to grab and go, and also with the Ace of Wands. Grab and go. Go within. What am I better at? What can I do? Fertility. All right, you guys. This is why I tell you that the readings connect. I started by telling you there is somebody who's having difficulty being fertile, having a baby, okay? I also told you that your money comes in and your money goes back out. Everything begins to change. Your whole entire life, literally, from having a baby to being fertile in your money and your career, start to shift and change in your favor. It's time to think about family life and children. Don't sacrifice family for a career, okay? So, if you guys have been really making sacrifices, right? Going to fertility treatments, if you're a husband and your wife is in the situation, if you are the one having a baby. If together as a family, right, you've been thinking about what can I do in terms of money, because we're paying for fertility treatments, we're paying doctors, you know, a lot of that becomes a heavy burden that we saw here. So it's time for you to think about your family and your career. How do you work it so that everything works out in your favor? All right, you're gonna have abundance in fertility, abundance with money. It's clear. It's a clear reading. I told you all of this before these cards came out, and I told you that I've been doing this since I was 9 years old, and I don't need cards. All right, you guys. So we are moving on to love. All right, and it says, I can't take it anymore. This could be a whole other situation. This could be you. This could be them. Take it as it resonates. It is a general reading. All right, you guys, I am open for personal readings. I do book quickly because people look to me a lot, okay? They know the gifts that I have. I am currently working with my team on my website so that you guys can just go there and book your readings. However, check out the description box, and there you can book your reading. Email me. I'm always available. There's lots of options. You don't just need to get a reading. You can just have questions answered, okay? Also visit my Amazon store, you guys, because there you can get a lot of the items that I use, like the Saint Benedict medallion. I put together a video on how to protect your homes. Remember that mirrors, windows, and doors are portals. All right, so I walk you step by step. It is, if you go to my main page on my YouTube channel, you're going to see that my Amazon store, you're going to see everything in categories. You're going to see the esoteric items where I have my candles, all the decks that I have, over 200 decks that you can find there. Okay, so they come in a little bag because you're going to need a few. And you can also check out the egg ritual video that I leave at the end of all my videos so that you can protect your homes, clean out your energies with an egg. Okay, family, yeah. Right now your focus is your family, your kids. All right, the reading is confirmed. The reading is clear. All right, so you are wanting to, build a family, be able to have your babies without having to resort to fertility treatment. So mark my words, some of you are going to become so pregnant without the use of fertility. Okay, and you're really looking out. There might be somebody in your family with the Seven of Swords that you're looking also out for. Okay, this person might not be somebody that's good. They call themselves family, but you know, I don't believe in family, because we can have friends that are more family than our own family. Your laugh is amazing, okay? So whoever you're with, this is what they think of you, all right? You might be in a situation where this I can't take it anymore might be the frustration that you're trying to build a family, and this, you know, not being able to have a baby has become a heavy burden on you, okay? But like I said, that gets better, all right? Just smile with your significant other. They want to see you smile again, regardless of the situation that you're in. Okay, the storm is going to pass and things are going to get better. All right. What do we have? We're moving on to Oracle messages. What do we have for Scorpio? You matter. Your presence changes everything. Okay, so you matter a whole lot. You matter more than what you think. You matter for your significant other. You matter at work. You matter. All right, so don't put yourself in thinking negatively. I told you already, when we think things, negative things, that's what we attract. Okay, what do we have for Capricorn? Yikes. Okay, give me one more, Spirit. What do we have for Capricorn? All right. Whatever you have been putting off, don't procrastinate any longer. Tackle that long overdue project. You will feel better once you begin. Start with one thing at a time. Thoughts and ideas not acted upon are just laying in wait. You can do this. All right. So that's why I told you need to start moving. If you've been thinking, okay, let me think about the things that I'm good at. It's time to start moving, you guys. Okay. And for our secret card, we have the Awakener. The number 15 might be significant. One means a potential, right? They're telling you to rise out of the ashes. I rise like the golden sun. All right, you may have been dormant, all right, and now they're telling you it's time for you to start moving. It's the message in this reading that we've been seeing throughout. Okay, you guys, we are going to pull out initials. We have X, P, and O. All right, they're giving me the name Oscar. This could be a place, person, or thing. Okay, take it as it resonates, with however you see it fit in your situation. And for more signs, as I told you here, you have a lot of wands, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You have Libra, you have Scorpio, and you have Taurus. All right, so you have your fellow earth sign of Taurus. Well, guys, this has been your reading. Thank you so much for being here and taking the time. Remember that things do get better. Things are going to unblock and begin to flow all in your favor. Take care, one love, and I'll see you soon.
Thanking you for watching, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.